welcome to my channel, Sieve Infinity. In this video, I just wanted to briefly discuss the concept or idea of walk-in souls. So, not sure if it's something you're familiar with or anything, but I just felt like it's such a interesting topic to discuss, especially in the realms of expanding our mind and consciousness in the realms of what's possible in the universe and how all these things work. So if you haven't heard of the term walk-in soul before, it's essentially the idea that we all have our souls that generally the idea is that our soul enters the baby's body when it's in the womb. If you haven't heard of that before either, that's apparently the idea. Not that our soul was like grown from the body, but that it kind of enters into the fetus when it's in the womb, or I don't know if the fetus is the right word for it, but yeah. So with the idea of a walk-in soul is that later on in life, during whether it may be like after like a near-death experience, or when you're in a state of unconsciousness, maybe like during an operation or what have you, or something like that there's a couple of ways and things that can happen, but essentially that your original soul leaves the body and then another soul comes in to take over. Or sometimes both the souls, remain in the body and work in tandem. And so the idea generally, and it's all, apparently agreed to and consented to, but the idea generally is if it's either, your original soul has had such a tough life or experienced, a traumatic event or a certain amount of traumatic events that it feels like it's too much for it to go on anymore, that another soul makes an agreement to kind of step in and take over the rest of the life story or the life mission, what have you, in order for that soul to leave and go and receive and healing and such in other energetic realms. Or there's also the idea of the other soul coming in tandem with the original soul to kind of provide assistance and guidance to help the other soul like learn and grow and evolve on the rest of life's journey. I know as well there's also so many, it is infinity after all, but there is like so many other ways and things that it can happen in other type of beings and such. But just for like a brief summary on the topic, that is, I believe, the general ways it happens. And like I said, like I'm no expert or anything on this topic, so just from things that I know, but that is from my understanding the two most common scenarios, that generally a soul leaves and one comes in and takes over, or one comes in and kind of assists the other soul in tandem with the rest of the life's journey. And because things like our memories and things like that are cellularly connected to our body, the new soul coming in is still able to have memory recall and things like that, and is able to adjust to the body and becoming the persona of the body. But yeah, I feel like it's just such an interesting topic to discuss, especially with the times that we do live in currently, where I've seen so many stories and such like that of people, even on podcasts or on TV and such like that, talking about their own like walk-in experiences. I just thought it was just such an interesting topic just to discuss and put out there, especially as the souls coming in more often than not are a more advanced soul, and can be from different, like, you know, realms of experience and stuff, so we're able to bring in new knowledge and things in that way, and a new way of doing things. And so it does feel like with more people, you know, I'm not sure if it's just that more people are understanding and accepting of such a process that we hear about it more now, or whether there's just a lot more instances of such cases happening. And if that's the case, you know, that really could assist in a lot of exciting changes and such for humanity and our societies as we move forward into the future with, you know, any new knowledge and way of doing things and what have you, that these new, like, walk-in souls might be able to bring forward for us. And I feel like it's also just a really, really interesting way to kind of expand your mind a bit more about the idea of things like life after death, and, you know, the innate eternal nature of our souls, and, you know, us innately being energetic beings that, you know, have entered these organic physical bodies. It really helps kind of drag us out a little bit of our very human construct, narrow-minded view way of thinking about ourselves and the world around us. And so I guess even just, you know, for yourself, or if you, like, know anyone out there as well that maybe has gone through like a near-death experience or something similar to that, what have you, and maybe they, you know, you or yourself or other people, you know, have gone through something like that, and then afterwards have felt, you know, a little bit different, or, you know, they've seemed a bit different, or, you know, just little things like that, that could be an explanation as to why. Or even in the instances of, you know, feeling like there almost is two people in one body, like it literally could be an exchange of, you know, two souls kind of working together in tandem to operate the human experience, which could explain some of those discrepancies in that behavior. You know, sometimes as well, there's even the idea of that the new soul or energetic being or what have you that may enter the body doesn't necessarily take over the body at all in a complete way in some circumstances, as they do, and sometimes might just take a more background approach where, you know, the person doesn't even realize anything's happened, or that, you know, there's such a case. And like I said, and rather than them kind of, you know, taking over and being the human, they kind of just instead provide more of like a supportive or guidance approach, where they're kind of like in the subconscious mind background and just kind of, you know, sending like subliminal thoughts or ideas or concepts or what have you to the human mind. So then the soul in charge, you know, kind of just may get a feeling or a thought or an idea that kind of comes to them, but is kind of being, you know, energetically or telepathically sent by the tandem soul, or, you know, energetic being that may be, you know, within their vessel. So yeah, it's definitely a very interesting idea, especially, you know, with the whole idea of life on other planets and what have you, and our souls, you know, being star beings from other star systems and such. So, you know, it can bring in such a new wealth of knowledge and experiences for ourselves, you know, having such more of a variety of advanced souls from different star systems and what have you coming in to assist humanity in this way, to help with humanity's evolution and, you know, growth forward as we, you know, develop and go into the future more. Because, you know, there's such an array of experience. There's such an array of, you know, type of souls and energetic beings, and, you know, different realms of existence and planets and such, that all just have, you know, different and unique perspectives and avenues of knowledge and or what have you, you know, like we're all so unique and different, and so are our souls, and you know, other beings and what have you. So it really does bring in an exciting opportunity for so much of more of that variety to come into the collective human consciousness, to really help propel forward and evolve the human consciousness in such like a new, exciting way. So yeah, I do, you know, like obviously, as I said, this could be something that's happened just as often all throughout history and we just weren't as aware of it. But I do have a feeling that maybe just with the place of where human consciousness and our mind has evolved to at this point, it may be easier for such instances to happen, or it may be easier for the more evolved souls to now come in, or what have you. You know, just an idea I have, because I do feel like it's, you know, at least the concept is being discussed more, but you do hear of a lot more cases of people talking about such experiences. So I do feel like it is something that has picked up speed, or is a lot more common in this day and age, which, you know, does make it exciting for what the future could hold and bring with these sort of experiences coming through more, you know, and more knowledge and what have you, and, you know, just spiritual expertise or what have you from these new walk-in souls coming in. You know, it really could just bring in a great big expansion of human consciousness in a way, and new realms of, you know, existence and such for us, which is quite exciting, I think. So yeah, just you know, obviously you can research the topic and the idea of it more if it does interest you, but I thought it's just, you know, such an interesting concept and topic and such, that I just wanted to do like a brief little video on it, just to, you know, get the idea of it out there more, you know, as I like to discuss these sort of things. So yeah, if you do, you know, hear of the idea of walk-in souls, or you know, feel like you may have experienced something yourself, or feel like you may know someone who has, just to, you know, not be alarmed by it at all, and just be reassured that it is a completely normal and, you know, natural process that, you know, we can go through. And, you know, from my point of view, a very like exciting and wondrous one that can really bring in so much benefits and potentials, like not only for our individual selves, but for the collective consciousness of humanity as a whole. You know, and everything fundamentally is consciousness and energy, right? So it really does give leeway for just so much to just ripple effect through into our everyday lives and realities. You know, so I really do feel like the future is going to be a grand, exciting adventure, in a new, bold way. All right, guys, I think I'll leave that one there for now. But yeah, just some food for thought on that topic. All right, I hope you have a wonderful day. Sending you so much peace, love, light, and blessings as always.